So, welcome back to MMA 24/7, and yeah. So yesterday we all know anyone of you from India or Nepal or any neighboring country or anyone who knows about MFN and Indian MMA culture. We all know MFN 17 was held, and it was one of the biggest card till date, and it was a hype up card, and it is supposed to be a hype up card. Chungren Koren versus Robin Hart for the MFN bantamweight champion, and kudos to Robin Hart for being the new champion. A well-deserved champion, to be honest. So yeah, I'm back with a new video, and I'm not here to talk about how the fight went and etc. etc. But I'm here with a concern, as a fan, as being an Indian, as a fan, where are MMA fighters, how are MMA fighters performing, after seeing yesterday's fight? Because I think the MFN 17 card, the whole point of this card was to bring international fighters from mostly Southeast Asian countries or South Asian countries, something like that. Bad with geography. But anyways, the whole point of that card was to test our fighters, right? How well we stand, and genuinely, see, support is support. I support my fighters, from my country fighters. But I gotta be honest also, man. I gotta be honest also as a fighter, as a sorry, not a fighter, sorry, as a fan of the of this community, fan of MMA, fan of these fighters. I gotta be honest also, and and I'm not an MFN watcher. I'll be honest. I watch other organizations like UFC, most probably, most preferably UFC, but I only watched it because this fight was not just for the main event, but this fight, the whole fight card was 10 on 10 for me, in Indian standard and in Asian standard, to be honest, and I wanted to see how our fellow fighters, country fighters, are going to do against, and against international fighters, and I was hyped up for that. But after watching yesterday's fight, I'm a bit of concern, so I'm a bit concerned regarding where they stand. Like, see, I'm no fighter. I'm not a fighter. I've never fought. Even though I train, but I have not fought. So I'm not here to judge them where they lack and this. I'm not here. They are good fighters. They are good. But as a fan, I'm speaking as a behalf of all the fans, and as a fan myself, like what I felt after watching that card, because I felt like that's what we Indian fighters need right now, after back-to-back feeling and road to UFC and UFC. I felt like that's what we needed, So after seeing that fight, especially like there were few fights, that really, I wouldn't say disappointed, but I felt like we're still not like our fighters are still not in that level to fight against good opponents, because at the end of the day, our goal is our goal is to be in the UFC, right? You can't just fucking fight in MFN the whole time, and you can't just fucking fight against your own fellow countrymen every time, right? You have to test yourself. So I think I understand MFN's, even though MFN lacked so many things, maybe my standard for UFC is so big. My standard was in UFC level, but it's okay, they will grow. But my concern was, see Jay Malia, and all this fight was okay. Sakatama versus Ravi Panchali. Sakatama is a good fighter, but I think he was the first guy to be tested against the foreign fighters, even though Ravi Panchali comes from Afghanistan, but he was fighting from Germany, right? Here, I don't have any concern because Sagar Thapa did quite well, and the young guy is going to do well. So even Ravi Panchali was a very creative fighter. This fight was good, but yeah, Sagar Thapa is going to do good, if the training is good, so no problem. My concern is here, this fighter, Aminder Bisht, because Aminder Bisht is I would say is a big name in Indian MMA community, I think he trains in Mutant MMA. See, I'm not that well aware of Indian fighters, but I know a few fighters, right? And this was fight I was quite excited because he was gonna fight another Russian guy like Azizov, and man, Azizov did so fucking well, brother. I mean, fucking hell, man. From first round, third, last round, man, he was like constant pressure, bro. And I'm in the wish going to shit, brother. Yeah, and that's where I wouldn't say disappointed again, but more like that's why I felt like, okay, man, we lack, because what we lacked here in this fight, what I felt like Aminder Bush lacked here is not that his experience or whatever, but you know, Azizov, the way he came, he was throwing everything. His kicks was on point, his striking was point, and forget about those things. Ground his ground game was on point, you know, and it was just like Aminder Bush couldn't do anything. Aminder Bush couldn't do anything, you know, as he becoming a fighter, you know, his mind was not, I felt like his mind was not conditioned, he didn't know what to do. He was getting outstriked and out-grappled in every round. So there we lacked. And here, this one, Rahul Thapa versus Josh Grove, even though Rahul Thapa did win the fight, but it was not a spectacular win, you know. See, what happens is, to be in that level, you have to be a good, exciting fighter as well, you know, just like Khabib. Maybe our standards have grown up, you know, gone up, you know, after watching Khabib Islam, many guys. But Rahul Thapa, a good wrestler, he did well. But when you're fighting a striker, a Muay Thai fighter, or a kickboxing fighter, obviously your background being a wrestling, I think that's what his background is. But he was a good grappler. But you have to show some ground and pound in there also, you know. Like, I feel like he lacked there. Obviously, I'm no fighter to judge them. I'm not judging them. They are good, but as a fan again, you like that. You have to, you know, you have to have that. You have to have that aura in you, so you know, to show you're excited for the fans, you know. So yeah, and that's where he lacked, man. He did win, but I mean, like, is he ready for that great level? I don't know, man. Because he has to, you know, we didn't see that thing. We didn't see that side where he's constantly dominating the fighter. He was dominating, but not in style. So Angad Bish and this one, I was fucking excited for, you know, Angad Bish, man. Like, I've been fan of his ever since Road to UFC. And one thing I felt like was he would be the one contender in. I don't know if I was just being delusional, but I genuinely felt like he was the guy, you know, who could do something in Road to UFC, man. But I mean, after seeing yesterday's fight, again, just like Armin Dabish, this one also, you know, as a fan, we had great expectations from him. And I don't know if he was injured or what. He didn't look good like how he looked good in Road to UFC, man. You know, Road to UFC, he looked sharp. He knocked out his first opponent. Even with that semi-final fight also, it was controversial. He was doing good. But all of a sudden, you know, when Zarifov, you know, he did so well against Angad Bish, man, you gotta give props to him. You know, this is a fight game, you know. There's no fucking politics. Let's not make it politics. I give them prop, man. The way they fought. I'm a fan of the sports, man. Fuck it, bro. But Angad Bish, man, you know, I don't know what went off with him, but he didn't look good. Okay, and this fight was great, but Sonam Zomba versus Anna Safiva. This fight was good. I don't know if the Russian woman was was old, 37-year-old with 3 kids. That's why, but she did fought well. Kudos to her as well. Sonam Zomba just looked so good, so crisp, man. Her takedowns, her clinching, her ground control, her striking was on point. She looked good. So I mean, she's ready for UFC. You know, I just feel like her coach and all. As a fan, you know, my opinion is like, just send her to some good training camp. You know, like outside India for a while, played Road to UFC. I think she's gonna do good. She just needs more experience, a little bit experience for Road to UFC, because we know what Road to UFC is gonna, the fighter's gonna come with. But comparing myself with last two Road to UFC women fighters, like, she's better than them by far. She did so well, man. Respect to her, brother. She's a new strawweight champion. Respect to her. If she's fighting Road to UFC next, I just feel like she needs to be in good training camp for months, not just weeks, months in outside international training camp. She's gonna do good, man. She has that potential. Then now let's talk to the main about the main event, man. Like, this is the fight. Like, brother, I wanted the best man to win, because I knew what Robin Dahan was gonna bring. Like I said, I have not, in my previous vlog, I'm no MFN watcher. I've never seen Chung fought, but I did watch his highlight. He looked good, but I have been following Dahan's career from ever since he started fighting in, he fought in his domestic organization in Nepal, and I guess he was exceptional back then, man. Like, there are some guys who are just exceptional, just so good, man. And plus, he has so much experience, international fight experience, and I feel like that's how his mind got conditioned against Koren this fight, and he won the belt. So kudos to him, man. Kudos to Robin Dahan. No hate towards anything, coming from being an Indian, you can't hate good fighters, man. I don't know, some fans are making it political from both this country, but fuck it, man. Bro, fuck it. This is no fucking cricket, bitch. This is MMA, man. Make it good. Make it. Yeah. Don't bring that political shit here, man. So, but I knew that's how the fight would go. I had visualized it, I have watched, like I said, I have watched Robin Dahan fight, and he is so good. Like I said, Rahul Thapa should have done what Robin Dahan is doing. When you take a guy down, he's so, he just pressures his opponent so much, and that's how Nepali fan guys call him Dahan shot, man, and it's so effective, man. But my problem here is, my problem here is not, Rapinder Dahan winning, man. Give that man credit, man. The way he rose up from his, from poverty and hardship, man. His story is great, but the problem here is Koren, man. We fought Rapinder Dahan, brother. How are you gonna fight being a champion like that against a guy like Dahan? No hate towards Koren, another great fighter, but that's the thing, like I said, right? We lack so much experience. We are good. The fighters here are good, but they're not better, because there's a whole new fucking world. Especially right now, MMA community, MMA culture have grown so much, man. The competition is, the standard is so fucking high, bro. And even though I'm not judging them, but the fighters gotta be better, brother. So that's what I've noticed, guys like Shonan Koren, Angad Peish, Amir Singh Disht, this guy's, I think the problem is they train here in India itself, man. They don't, see, Ravinder Dahan got good after going, he was good, but he got better after training in Soma. And when you're training outside, even the Soma club, I don't know if they are good for UFC standard, but for MFN they're better, man. But why is that? Because Ravinder Dahan is fighting great guys, from coming from all over the world. Yes, his mind has been conditioning, his body has been conditioning, he knows what to do. So that's where it was easy for him to fight, many MMA journalists, let's just say journalists consider Dahan to have bad cardio against Chung, but yesterday we saw Koren, after that first round, he got tired, he got gassed out, man. Second round, he had that dart choke. I guess that was, you call that a dart choke. He could not put that much power, and obviously the time was limited, but still he looked so tired, man. He looked so tired. His position kept, the moment he goes for takedown, Dahan changes his position. we lack, man. Even though what I have known is like Korean's gym is good, like ground game. They train the fight the pose out there is good for ground game. That was just so good yesterday, bro. And my concern is like we gotta go and like the fighters gotta go and train outside, you know, India, man. That's the thing. Like how I see UFC fighters train all over the world, like man, some of the UFC, not all over, but they keep training the team. I think we should do that, man. As a fighter, you know, like a fighter should do that, you know. Like obviously be loyal to your gym, but get experience outside also for a few months, you know. That's how they grow. That's why I say like our fighters are not bad. They are good, but we lack experience. We have to get out from our comfort zone. We have to put our feet on some shark infested ocean, man. That's how we are getting better. We are gonna get better. You know, the reason Khan won and the reason guys like Angad Besh lost because we have to not just training for weeks, man. For months, stay there. Khan stays there, stays in summer club for months, man. I mean, he's always training, so that's how his mind is so strong, and he's so strong himself, man. So you can't, can't hate anyone. You can't hate Corin also, man. He's a fighter, right? But as a fan, we are talking about, because Corin was supposed to go to Road to UFC with that experience, with that performance. I don't know, man. I don't want to sound like an asshole, but no, you're not ready, man. No one is ready, bro. Now who is India gonna put to represent for Road to UFC, man? Because we have lacked so much, man. So I mean, now Corin is out, Angad Besh is out. Who is good? You know, we have to do something. Like they have to do something. I don't know, man. You have to go and train outside. That's what I genuinely feel. That, you have to train with different guys. You have to train with the Kiwis. You have to train with Australians. You have to train with the Africans. That's how you get better. You have to spar, grapple with them. That's how you get better. That's how Dhan got better. Not just Dhan, everyone, So I think that's the main point, that we are losing because we lack experience. Because we are good at our gym. Like Corin, he's fucking beast at his gym. I must say that. Everyone, he's the best in his gym, but you have to be good. Like this is saying, right? If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? So that's my concern, as a fan, I'm no fighter. I'm not here to judge any fighters, but as a fan. And yeah, that's it for today. And kudos for Rabindra Khan again. And even Corin for the great fight. But that's the whole point of this video was my concerning as a fan, as an Indian fan concerning for its Indian. It's no shaming or hating, We're still supporting and we'll continue to support, but we gotta be honest as well.